Numbers on the increase again. Vaccinations for Britain just days away. The government to send out its first doses on October 21st to high-risk patients and frontline healthcare workers. Over 4,000 doses of GlaxoSmithKline's Pandemrix shot to be shipped in the first priority batch, another 4.5 million to follow in the same week for GPs. The number of new cases of swine flu rose to 27,000 in the last week, up from 18,000 during the previous. The Health Protection Agency estimates around 37,000 people have contracted the virus so far in the UK. And there are 364 people currently in hospital with the virus, 74 in intensive care, the highest proportion since the start of the outbreak. The government's chief medical officer, Sir Liam Donaldson, says the vaccines will go to those with the most urgent need.
Well, next week the first supplies of the vaccine will be arriving in hospitals. That will enable us to prevent flu in the most seriously ill patients, people on cancer treatment whose immune system are impaired. And then the week after, the first supplies will be arriving in GP surgeries, and that will enable us to protect other patients with underlying illnesses and offer it to pregnant women where it's so badly needed.
The threat to pregnant women is of huge concern following the deaths of 2 women. A 17-year-old mother and her unborn child dying in Scotland, according to a spokesman from the Scottish Government. Few details have been released apart from her age. Officials pledging pregnant women will be prioritised. In Wales, also reports of 4 deaths in the space of a week. Another pregnant woman whose baby fortunately survived. Sir Liam, quick to allay fears mums-to-be have of receiving the vaccine.
I can certainly understand the position. Nobody wants to take a drug or a medicine unless they absolutely need it. But the worrying thing about pregnancy is that when a new virus like this is around, the risks of complications of that pregnancy are quite high. The risks of premature labour, the risks of miscarriage, the risk of serious illness to the mother. All of those risks can be reduced by taking the flu vaccine, which has been fully approved by all the licensing authorities and recommended for use by the government's main scientific committee, the JCVI.
While the number of swine flu cases continues to rise, the figures do not point to a significant surge, according to officials. The near 5 million doses of vaccine now en route to GPs and hospitals, enough they hope to control the outbreak.